Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Mimsy Park. Today, Mike and I are putting together, well, not really putting together, but we are getting a PC ready to send to our friend Jonah, who we've been playing on consoles with for years, but have never been able to get him into PC gaming, which we are going to fix by making him play on a computer. This is actually one of Mike's old ones. This wasn't your first one, was it?
No, that was my second one.
It's an an FX 8350 processor. It's what I'm assuming is 32 gigs of RAM. Are these 16 gig sticks or 8 gig?
32.
Okay, so 32 gigs of RAM, and then he's got the Crosshair 5 Formula Z motherboard in here, which is actually the one I have. I've had this motherboard and CPU set up for the better part of like 5 years now. And it still works for me. I actually put out a tweet the other day where I was exporting a 4K video in Adobe Premiere and playing The Division at the same time with no issues. So still a good setup, albeit a very old one and creeping up on outdated, but we're gonna be sending this to Jonah. However, we need to get it cleaned out, and I have what feels like an eighth of a tank of air duster left. So we are going to remedy that by going up to Walmart or Target or Best Buy or some store, buying more air duster and then cleaning this thing out, probably in the garage, because that won't be fun to clean up off the floor. On a side note, it snowed! Very happy about that. Anyway, we're gonna go to the store and we're gonna get some air duster, so here we go. So he's been at this for the better part of 2 minutes.
Oh no, it's been more like 5.
Oh, okay. To give you an idea of what that looked like beforehand, here's my car. Here's my hand. I think you got more snow on yours than I got on mine. I don't know how that's possible, but it looks like it. Welcome to Colorado. So we're leaving Office Depot right now because their air duster is $10. $10 a can. I don't know if like fairies breathe into the can to make it worth $10 a can, but we're gonna go to any other store where it's cheaper. Okay, so as I mentioned, it's cheaper like literally everywhere else. 2 cans, $10 at Walmart. Now we're gonna go back and have a dust storm. Okay, so we've got our air duster.
Yeah, we do.
What's the plan here? We're gonna get this thing cleaned out. Are we going to take it out to the garage?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to, before we do anything, I think we're gonna have to clean it.
I mean, we're gonna have to get these fans for sure.
God only knows what the other side looks like.
That's gonna have to get cleaned out too.
Let's try to actually put some effort into cable management here. I know that that's not your favorite, but...
Okay. Fine. All right, well, let's...
You gotta remember, we're gonna send this to a guy that has absolutely no computer experience whatsoever.
That's true.
So we have to make sure this thing is gonna run for at least a couple years before we send it out to him.
Make sure nothing breaks down or anything. I can only imagine the headache he would get from having to replace any of these cables.
He can barely remember passwords to accounts that he has, so...
And we're not being mean. There's a chance he'll see this, and I'm not editing that out because he'll see it and he'll go, haha, yep. All right, well, let's get this thing out to the garage.
This is the other side of it. It's pretty filthy. Look at all this down here.
That's nasty.
This is why I changed before we started. If you plan on wearing that the rest of the day, I would go put something else on first.
Crap. What side of this do we want to start on first?
Oh, this one.
This side right here?
Pardon me.
Are you okay over there?
I'm sneezing.
You're
Stop
no.
body shaming me.
I'm not. That's not how body shaming works.
Actually, that fits.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm dumb. There's a little release thing here. Little tab you have to break off first. Sounds like a very tiny race car taking off. Whoa.
A lot of dust in there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, well, that was gross, and I'm super glad we did that out here instead of indoors. Cans are getting very cold, and the colder they get, the less compressed. It just came off. Maybe that's why it was so cheap.
I need to wipe some of this.
Oh yeah, it's very cold.
Yeah.
All right, and
Come
then
back inside so they warm up slightly.
fair enough. Now we get to clean this filthy thing here, and I think the best way of doing that is to just kind of pop this out and do it that way. What?
The dust
Where? Right there?
underneath, like right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna clean this thing off. So that is afterwards. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. So we're going to put this back. All right.
I gotta flip the record.
Record flipper? All the crap he gives me for my VHS tapes. And he's over here flipping a vinyl like a peasant. Peasantry.
VHS tapes don't look or sound better.
They feel better.
They don't.
They feel better. And they make me feel more.
It's so pretty when it's clean.
Yeah, right? Okay.
That thing was a nightmare.
Yeah, and it was oddly satisfying cleaning it with a Q-tip. So this is what happens when you don't deep clean. This is where the fan was sitting. It looks all nice and clean, right? And then you take it apart and it's like, oh, sweet God in heaven. Look at that.
There's enough fur in there to build a whole nother cat.
If we wanted a kitten, we would just need to learn biology.
We just need the internals.
Jonah, I hope you appreciate this because I don't clean my crap this much. So, all right, we're gonna get this out. We tried using an air duster and it's on there so much. We're just gonna have to wipe it off carefully and not get anything in there. Ew. Okay, so you saw the before and here is the after. Much, much cleaner, much, much nicer. I have a feeling we're gonna be going through more Q-tips before all this is said and done. This thing's already looking a million times better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I did not vocalize this a minute ago, but I was really excited about putting the heat sink back in here on top of that and seeing the whole thing. And then I realized we still have a whole other side to this disgusting CPU fan that has to be cleaned. And this is going to require some wiping. You can't just blow that off. Got that pretty clean. It's got a little bit of stuff on it.
It's fine. It's a million times better than it was.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're gonna get this put in here, put back on there, get that put back on there, and then what?
Then we gotta hook up the power supply to everything. But the big thing, cable management. We gotta put time into cable management here.
For my least favorite part. When he talks about hooking up the power supply, now when he talks about putting the power supply together, what he means is this modular behemoth right here. 1,000 watts, way overkill. Modular, which means all these wires over here have to get plugged into here. And I would be willing to bet that will give Jonah a heart attack if he has to figure out where all those wires go. So we're going to do that ourselves and get that all hooked up. So that is the next step.
All you gotta do is just imagine you know nothing about computers. How intimidating that rat's nest would be.
Do you know that this goes into a hard drive? All right, let's get this part done. Okay, so we've decided we're going to just kind of pull all the wires out and start from scratch, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not excited about that. On a completely different note, the on tripods at Walmart are awful. This is terrible.
I just want to point out, this is an $80 tripod I have offered him multiple times. And he's just like,
Spend money on the crappy one and wants to use it.
you buy cheap, you buy twice.
I hate to say this to our computers, but that was a lot with that tripod. I know that's going to come out, but those need to be straightened out a little bit. Luckily, this was forced to go. This is why the new ones don't have rods on them.
I'm very concerned none of this is going to work.
There's a real good way to find out if it's fine and if it fits. If it fits, it's fine. Got the heatsink and the CPU fan on there. About midway through, we realized the wires up here were just kind of all willy-nilly up here. So we actually had to pop this off and rotate it a little bit to make it do that. Better to do it now than to have to get to it later when there's a bunch of stuff all in the way. Speaking of in the way, we're now going to work on the cable management, which is not an issue on this side. However, if we flip it over, we see the big issue we have here.
Rat's nest.
So we're gonna pull this all out and kind of just start over like I super don't want to. Jonah, I don't want to hear the word PlayStation out of your mouth for months.
Alright, I guess we just start unplugging.
Alright, let's turn this around.
Also, do we want to replace these? Because we have replacement fans. I have no idea what color they are.
I mean, we obviously need to replace. Oh yeah, it's that one that's broken. Yeah, let's replace that one for sure. I mean, if we're gonna replace that one, we might as well do the other one. What color are they?
I have no idea. They came with my other case, so they may be white, they may be blue, they may be. I have no idea.
Okay.
But we can replace both these. Boom.
All right. So yeah, usually there's an arrow somewhere on here indicating the airflow.
I think because they're case fans and came with the case, they don't have it.
It's so dumb.
I think we can figure it out just by the way the blades are shaped, right?
After several minutes of turning off the computer, figuring out what fan or what direction the fan was facing in his other one, we realized this one was back here the whole time. And we could have just looked at that one. But we didn't do that because we dumb. All right, so we got the fans on. Now we just gotta feed those through.
Let's get the rest of this unplugged first.
That's it. That sounds good, but it doesn't. I hate it. You know, someday I'll take the time to do that to mine.
Are these safe to stay on there for indefinitely?
What, these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were gonna use these.
Either or, it doesn't matter.
I was just doing this so that everything stays organized right now.
I mean, you can leave them on there. It's not gonna hurt anything.
Now, the rest is up to you because I don't know how to wire all this stuff. Keep in mind, we want as little slack as possible to actually like wrap this stuff up. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. So we've got that hooked up.
Are we having fun yet?
This is by far my least favorite part.
Did you figure out what it goes to?
Yeah, but I can't find the cord it's supposed to plug into.
Oh, it may be one of these. We had adapters running.
It is one of those. Thank you. That would have driven me absolutely. I want to share with you guys for a moment. I've been really working on my attitude, but sometimes life just throws me little nothings. This is a sealed bag of Skittles. Why? Why, Skittles Company? Why? Success! We finally got it all put together. It's looking very pretty.
Looks like an actual computer now.
I've decided that this tripod will be my next purchase. This is fantastic. I love it. I can grab like single legs and it doesn't like get all bent. It stays in place. I didn't like it at first because it was so stiff.
Well, okay, so this is the highest one they make. They make different versions of this that are rated to hold less weight that costs a little bit less than this one too.
Because I had another one that was Joby, but that was the one that was like, it was kind of wonky. It felt like it was worth about 20 bucks. Anyway, yeah, got this all together. It took longer than I'd like to admit because, you know, hard drive cable. I forgot. I forgot.
You're good into that. Wow.
I forgot to plug the hard drive cable in because I always forget at least one cord. We're gonna get this all set up, and I think we're good on everything, right? It's a matter of getting this set up and then sent off to him. All right, cool. Well, this was a lot of fun. If you guys are liking these videos, go ahead and throw me a like, and if you are really liking them, go ahead and throw me a subscription, and I will see you guys next time.